Nice.
Cool. So we are live on Facebook here. Whoever's watching, welcome to our short interview. I've got with me today Ryan Lermitte. Ryan is the CEO and founder at Umbrella Property Services based in Vancouver, British Columbia. Ryan, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thanks for having me on this Facebook Live with Revive, Dave.
Yeah, awesome, man. So I met Ryan through a friend of a friend who graduated from Trinity Western, and Tyler Heppel actually, and he said, so shout out to Tyler. Tyler said a couple years ago, he said, Dave, you have to meet this guy Ryan. He is a smart business guy, one of my mentors, and he's in your same cleaning industry. So Ryan and I grabbed a coffee at a Starbucks there in Langley. And we've now been battle buddies in the same industry, albeit different geographical locations. So that's kind of the background on Ryan and I. But Ryan, can you tell us what Umbrella Property Services is all about, and kind of when it started, and kind of the services that you guys offer?
Sure. Yeah, happy to. So Umbrella Property Services is a carbon neutral exterior cleaning concierge. We specialize in strata work. We do some commercial, but it varies on what kind of commercial we do. We do window cleaning, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and Christmas lights.
Okay, and your Christmas lights is under a different brand though, right?
Yeah, so our Christmas light brand is Light Nights Lighting. Yeah, we've been around since 2009-10, around there. So when we started Light Nights, the brand has been around for about 2011 or 12 actually.
Okay, cool. And for the listeners watching, Ryan's been a big help with us as we've started our Christmas light journey just last year. I feel like I was calling Ryan every second day with questions on Christmas lights. So he's your Christmas light guy for all of you out in Vancouver surrounding areas. So, and that's one thing I wanted to say on this talk too. You know, I've had a few friends that are like, why would you ever be friends with your competition? And the funny thing with Ryan and I is we're actually based like 30 miles apart, and we actually refer our clients to each other, you know, because it's just a more efficient business model. We both want to stay pretty local in our hub. So that's kind of a background on us referring each other work. So and what is it that you like about, you know, Ryan, obviously anyone watching, home services has its challenges owning the business. But what is like a couple things that you really like about being in the home services for your career?
So what I like about the home services industry is, first and foremost, there's recurring revenue. So most of our client base comes to us year after year. So there is an anticipation that we can build into our budget for how much revenue we're going to be bringing in per year, just as a baseline. So that's really nice because unlike some industries where let's call it, you're in a startup mode every spring with completely new businesses, with completely new clients. So you're constantly having to churn that big machine, right, to just keep it kind of going. Whereas in the cleaning industry, of course, we're trying to grow and we're trying to make our business bigger and better. But we don't have to worry so much about bringing in all new clients every year. We've got a very good client base. We service them well. We've got great customer service. And so, most clients come back year after year. In our Christmas light division, we're above 80% recurring, and in our cleaning, we're in between 70 and 80%.
Wow. How long would you say that's taken to really build up, Ryan? Like, we're kind of 3 years in now and starting to feel more that recurring, but it's definitely not the percentages you're saying. Does that take some time to build up, or is that more of a script at the end of the job your technicians are doing to rebook these clients, or how does that kind of work?
Yeah, so for us, there is a bit of post-job, like we have quite a sequence of things that we do once the job's completed so that the client is ensuring, they feel like, they've got a good job done, or if the job wasn't up to their satisfaction, we're going to be quickly fixing it. And we just try to keep iron mind. There's or top of mind, sorry, for our clients. There's a few marketing people that I like to listen to. The one that talks about this is it's called GKIC, and those guys have talked about having an iron fence around your clients. And so just building that fence up, being top of mind, not just contacting them in the spring, in March, and saying, hey, you want to get your gutters done, having a recurring drip cycle. It doesn't have to be every month, but at least it needs to be more frequent than just one time per year that the clients hear from you. So that's how we have been able to, I'd say, keep most of our clients pretty happy that they come back year after year. The Christmas light clients, I think we just do a really good job. Cleaning can be more, people can be more finicky about cleaning. With Christmas lights, it seems like people, as long as you're doing a good job, they're always going to come back to you. So like the life cycle of a client can be up to 8, 9, 10 years kind of thing.
Wow. That's awesome. You said that marketing podcast is GKIC?
It's not a pod.
Or it's a
I don't
book?
think they have a podcast. It's a paid subscription.
Okay.
Yeah, GKIC Insider Circle.
Cool.
We started years ago. So they're based out of the US. It's a worthwhile investment.
Yeah. I'll look into that.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing that I like about the home services industry is seasonality. I actually kind of like the fact that I can go have a little bit of a break. Like we go really hard from, let's say, March through the end of June, July, and then we have end of July into August as a quieter time. We're still operating, we're still running strong, but we're not like full tilt all the time.
Yeah.
And that ebbs and flows into our Christmas light season quite well also. So in 2019, I went to Mexico with my wife and kids for 5 weeks for a kite surfing trip.
Nice.
I wouldn't be able to do that any other way, right? Like having the seasonality allowed me to do that when it was a quiet time. It was a quiet time in our business, and so it's easy to get away, step away, and still have it running, but just you not there, doing kind of daily check-ins. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. I found in cleaning, it spikes up, like you said, that spring, summer rush. It kind of lulls August, September. And then now with lights or gutter cleaning, October, November, December, you end the year on a ski jump again. So like every season almost has like 2 seasons to it with a little valley in between, and kind of going away in that valley is a really like wise idea, I think.
Yeah. It's nice. I enjoy that.
Yeah, and I hear you on the recurring revenue. My background was having a house painting business for a number of years, and it's almost like you're looking for that home run job at the every single year, because you could service the heck out of your client in 2009. Well, they're probably not going to call you till 2019 if you actually painted the house properly. It's going to take 10 years for the pigments and the paint to break down and for your service to be needed again. Like, there is the inside painting component, but you're right with the cleaning, man. It's clockwork. And if you're doing a good job, you're going to get that recurring revenue, which gives a business owner, I think, a lot of peace of mind to know these clients are counting on you every season. Yeah,
totally.
Okay, so let's dive into talk about coronavirus here. Can you tell us how's it been affecting your business over there in Vancouver when it comes to property maintenance?
Sure. Yeah. For the most part, we're being good. We're a little bit slower than I would like at this time of year. Hey, Tim. So, yeah, I would like to be a little bit busier, but I'm also really feeling fortunate that we're running. We're probably at like an 85% of what we were doing last year at this point in the season. We are still hiring for one more vehicle or one more like team, but we're just cautiously how much work we want to provide to that team right now. So so far it's been okay. Like we have certainly had people say, yeah, let's just hold off for until mid-June or July just to see how things are going. So maybe we'll have a more consistent year this year where normally May and June are really busy. Maybe we're going to be like 80% in May and June, and instead of having like 40% or 50% in June or July and August, we'll be at like 60 or 70%.
Yeah, it could be a good thing too, man, giving a little bit of breathing room. I know like our May and June last year was like madness. The phone's ringing and you can't hire people fast enough. If that edge got taken off a little bit, our numbers are really similar to you, like down a little bit, but it's definitely not down in the dumps where we're having to lay off tons of people and do contingency plans and stuff like that. So I think we're like really fortunate, to be honest, the industry we're both in, the fact that we're outside people's homes and we're able to still go to site and provide a contactless service, you know, pay by credit card. We can do quotes on Google Street View. I feel like pre-COVID, both our businesses already were utilizing technology and not having a ton of human contact.
Yeah, exactly. You've done a really good job of marketing. We do a good job of digital marketing as well, and making use of the technology that is available. Like it's not rocket science. We were just using what's out there to be able to provide quotes to people without having to be in their home or, you know, even have to meet with them. Because that is a constraint to getting a job, is trying to meet with somebody. Like if it's a $300 or $500 job, you shouldn't be meeting them. Like it should be ideally, you would be doing it over the phone with, you know, specific questions and then getting them a quote based on Google Street View, satellite, other services that there are out there.
Yeah, you're right. There's not a bottleneck really to us booking work is when it comes to the quoting stage. Sales is like really fast. It's like, get me the price, like book it. Painting, bigger ticket size, it's really drawn out. Roofing, gonna go get 5 quotes, sit on it for a month or whatever. Can you, I saw your company did something really cool with a charity endeavor amidst coronavirus. And, you know, I know Jobber we both use for our CRM, and they were promoting what you did. And so I just wanted to have you on here to kind of our followers and get you telling everyone how you innovated and tell us a bit about that charity initiative.
Yeah, sure. So with the situation that's going on with coronavirus, the Vancouver Food Bank's been on my radar for a while. And I just woke up one morning and I was like, hey, backtrack, sorry. How it started was, I noticed in our strata that a ton of the pop cans and beer cans just got tossed. Like they're put in the recycling bin, but then they just go to the big recycle wherever. And I don't know if they get refunded or not. So last summer, I went and got a bag, like a clear bag in the bag holder, and I put a sign above it and I said, "Kids Party Fun." And people started putting these, the beer cans and pop cans into there, and return at depots do express. So you can sign up. They will count all of the cans for you, and then they'll just literally put the deposit into your bank account. So I did that, and over the course of about 6 months, our strata accumulated over $500 worth of refunds. And I was like, man, the kids in our complex don't need a party right now. Somebody else needs this money. And so I donated the $500 to the Vancouver Food Bank. And I was like, that's an initiative right now that needed. So I told the strata, everybody in it, they were like, that's a great idea. And then a couple days later, I woke up and I was thinking about things in the shower. And I said to myself, man, we have vans, like we have big vans that can move a lot of stuff. We need to reach out to all of our client base and say, hey, who's interested in dropping off or like leaving out some food for the food bank, and we're going to donate $1 for every pound collected. And I initially was like, I think that's a pretty good idea. Maybe it's kind of crazy. I don't know. We'll see. So we sent it out to our email database with a goal of 500 pounds. And we had about 40 people respond. And so we were pretty happy with that. And I figured maybe 40 people, maybe we get 400 pounds, right? I was like, dang, we're not going to get our goal, but that's, happy to at least help. And we got 950 pounds, 948 pounds to be exact.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So we collected 2 of our vans, collected all of the food bank donations. So we got 948 pounds plus $250 in checks from clients. And then we donated $948 to the food bank. And we went to the food bank and we gave it to the food bank and, all that kind of stuff. So it was great. There's certainly a need for people right now. There's a lot of people that are without work and maybe just not knowing exactly where their next meal is going to come from. So the Vancouver Food Bank is fantastic.
And you took your work vans, you said, did some of your guys come with you on that for the food drop off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that's so powerful. I find when your guys can connect like the deeper why to what they're actually doing. Like, both of us we charge money to spray water onto major COVID. Like, it's a simple service we provide, but if you add like a deeper why to get your team stoked that we're cleaning stuff here, we're doing a great job collecting the reviews, but there's a deeper why that through a crisis we can actually leverage our client base and go and do some good and give. Because like food bank numbers I was reading is like way down right now. Every charitable giving is down. It all makes sense. People go into kind of a scarcity mode and people do lose their jobs. You can't fault anybody for that. It's a tough time that everybody's going through. Yeah,
totally. And charities in general right now are going to get just slammed. Yeah. So any way you can help out is good.
Even small businesses are getting slammed. I would even say charities even more, because that's almost superfluous. A lot of people give when there's extra icing on the cake, not necessarily as a really deep hierarchy of needs. They don't really resort to that right away.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's interesting too. Like, we both service fairly affluent areas. You're out in Vancouver, one of the most wealthy cities in the world. We're out in Surrey, more the southern part, White Rock. There's a lot of disposable income. I think it's amazing to use your company as a vehicle to allow the wealthy to give in something a greater good. Obviously, it's resounded with what you guys have done there with that donation.
Yeah. And the key, I think, for that one was we made it super easy. Like, connect with us, let us know that you're interested. We take care of everything else. We'll pick it up. We'll take it to the food bank. Like, we did everything. They just had to leave it on their doorstep. One lady had her whole doorstep area. Like, and we're talking like a large home, just full of food. We knocked on the door to be like, is this all for us?
Yeah.
Like, maybe someone else is coming to pick up some food from you as well today. I don't know, but like, it was so much.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Man, that must feel pretty good though, hey? How, like inspiring your team to like pairing your team up, your initiative with your client base. Because you've been servicing these clients, some of them, like you said, for 8, 9, 10 years now. They're obviously pretty loyal to you and the values you stand for.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's amazing. Congrats on that. Now you're obviously based in Vancouver. Coronavirus is going on. Can you tell us there's some other small business owners listen to these interviews. What are you doing right now to really market and communicate to your clients through coronavirus? What tweaks, what changes have you made at all?
So for the most part, we've adjusted to, we're not doing a hard sell right now. We're just doing share that we're out there, share that we're working, share that we can help. And it doesn't mean that we have to wash your windows or pressure wash your driveway right now. Maybe it's get your groceries, or maybe it's pick up food for the food bank because you don't want to go to the grocery store to pick up things and take it there. So we've adjusted to that, and just making sure that people know we're out there and we're ready for them when they're ready for us.
Mm-hmm. Have you tweaked anything with your inside window cleaning? Have you paused that, or do you guys mask up, or what's going on with that service?
We have completely shut down on our interior window cleaning.
Yeah.
Our guys aren't too keen on it. Our clients, frankly, aren't too keen on it. So it's kind of, it just, at this point, I don't see a real need for it. If someone was to say, well, I'm going to find someone else to do it, maybe we would have a conversation about it. But so far, all of our clients have been happy to just say, okay, you know what, I understand. Let's hold off on the interiors right now. Yeah.
The interior windows will be dirty post coronavirus, so you can tee it up then. I'm sure there'll probably be a big pent up demand. I know for us, for window cleaning, probably 8 out of 10 window clean jobs are exterior only. It's really that top 20% that want the insides done. So it's not a big moneymaker for us, to be honest. So if I had to pick a service, if I had to pick a service to pause, it probably would be that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Couple more questions here for you, Ryan. Can you tell us kind of where the business is heading? You said obviously you've got some history behind you. You've got a good team. I know you got a strong team in the office, and you have crew leaders who do the work. So you're really pushing the business operations and the sales side and running your Christmas lights. You juggle a lot. Where do you see Umbrella going, say in 2 years, 3 years time? What do you kind of see where the company's going?
Yeah, sure. So our goal is steady growth of about 20-25% per year over year. I really believe in helping those that have worked hard for the business. So what I'm looking for in the next 2-3 years is a general manager type individual to come into the business, to become a partner within the business, having some ownership, and letting that person really run and take Umbrella to multiple cities maybe, or just having an X, revenue line that we know is good, provides well for our family and for that person's family, and allows me to step back from the day-to-day of Umbrella and let me focus more on the real estate investments that I like to dabble in.
Yeah, it's funny. Our 2 comments ago came in. Tim Sawatsky, speaking of real estate, he said two hustlers and gave the pound fist. Tim's a good buddy of ours, and I think I actually connected Tim and Ryan back in the day, and then Jordan Shaw. Go ahead.
Yeah, you connected me last year, and Tim sold one of my investment properties last summer.
Yeah. That's awesome. You guys became good buddies. And then Jordan Shaw is also in our cleaning space. He said nice work guys. So no questions so far, but thanks for the comments. Let me just get back to my notes here. Yeah, Ryan, it's funny you mentioned the general manager. You know, we could probably talk about this a long time, but do you feel the space we're in, you know, home services, there's a high level of client service needed, and there's oftentimes a gap from our hiring labor gap. You know, we struggle to find qualified staff. Do you find the way to grow this business is a partner is needed with, or a general manager at least with some level of ownership? Do you think that's a requirement, or do you think you still could grow it without having someone necessarily with any equity or any skin in the game?
I think you could do it. I think that anything is possible. I think that the best way to do it is probably to give up some ownership. We're not talking giving up more than 50%, but maybe you give up 20%, or maybe you do 10, right? Like 10's it's really not a lot to take away from the ownership of your business. And it just gives that person the carrot that they need to grow and to maintain the business to what it needs to be to be profitable for them and for the owner, for us, like, and it allows us to step out because we are constrained. So you have, from a growth perspective, you can franchise, you can license, but that's a bit trickier. Or you can do more of like the being a home advisor, a little bit of your stuff, right? Selling selling the expertise that you have on how to build a business and being an authority within the space.
Yeah, there's a few different ways you could take it, that's for sure. I think at the very least there should be some level of a profit share model worked out for a leadership team or for, you know, your right hand operations person. I think like if you come through this year 2020, you hit or exceed your goals, there's a good amount of profit, things went well, I think that person who's largely the engine driving it should be rewarded. Because you look at us, we've put in years of time to get to where we are. And if you want someone really to come in and be us for the next 10 years, they should be rewarded. It's probably what we would want have done to us, you know, 10 years ago or whenever.
Totally.
So for those of you listening who are, you know, have that level of entrepreneurial spirit and maybe, you know, you don't want to start something from zero, reach out to Ryan. I'll put his contact info here. He is, what I hear, a great boss. I've talked to his guys at the home show, and Ryan, that would be on your timeline probably in the next couple years. Hey, finding someone and really bringing them into the Umbrella family. Yeah,
for sure.
Sweet. Okay, so wrapping up, Ryan, what is the best way for someone to get in touch with you? Say they're wanting to connect, or they're based out wherever they are and they're looking for cleaning, or are you looking to staff up? You said you wanted to maybe get another truck on the road. So give us a few ways that interested people could connect with you. What's best?
Okay. Hello at Umbrella. I'm like looking down at my notes. No, I know this information. Hello at umbrellaservices.ca is the email that goes to our general email. It gets answered pretty quickly. So all of our recruitment efforts get pushed there. Leads come in that way. So best to reach out that way first. You can also reach us at 1-888-255-4666. And you can also find us on Instagram, Umbrella Services _YVR.
Okay. Yeah. And who if I'm a client, who would be like your ideal client? What's a few characteristics?
Our ideal clients are affluent homeowners, large home, aren't going to do any of the services themselves, and they're doing window cleaning, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, Christmas lights with us.
Okay.
So not just having one revenue stream from that individual, they're buying all of it from us.
Sweet. Because you guys also,
not all, but
I hear you. You guys also service property managers too, right? Like I know I've connected you with a friend of mine, Devin, for some who's a painting contractor. You've done like pre-paint washes too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So property manager, affluent homeowner, maybe other contractors, anybody else?
Nope, that's our number. I mean, commercial property managers, strata managers, residential, affluent residential. And we do work for other painting companies to do washing. That's one area that we do, but we strictly work in Vancouver. So yeah.
And last question, I didn't prep you on this one, but do you have a one or two pieces of advice? Say I'm thinking I can start my own business in the home service space. I see my friends doing it and they seem to be sitting on a beach every winter and their life is so good. And what's maybe one or two things you would say to maybe as a caution or a piece of advice or a FYI if kind of looking back, because I know you've been in home services now for like a decade. So maybe leave us on that note, then we'll close out.
Sure. Be ready to hustle, definitely. Anytime you start your own business, it doesn't matter whether it's home services or anything, right? Ice cream parlor. You are going to hustle. You need to, if you're building it from the ground up, get ready to work super hard. So if you don't have a family yet, that's a great time to do it because you don't have very many responsibilities and commitments. And enjoy the ride. Like it's hard, but it's lots of fun and it's really rewarding to be able to do the things we do, to teach, to coach, to lead, to provide a good service, develop a lot of good relationships through that. So yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome, man. Good advice for the listeners. And I want to thank you for I really respect and value our relationship, and thanks for coming on this Facebook Live here. We could connect our two communities, and man, thanks for sharing your insights too with what you guys are doing through COVID, and like your charity initiatives too are super inspiring, and I think other business owners can learn lots from the lead that you guys are taking.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, Dave. I really appreciate it.
For sure, brother. Well, I'll let you run, and thanks again to whoever watched this or is watching it. Thanks for your time, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Cool. Take care.
All right. See you later.
See ya.